thank you sa ating mga, of course, sa mga community mates natin dyan na tumutulong para ma-improve ang ating community
Yan.
update. Yeah. I think I have it now. No? Siguro
Yeah, meron na.
na-click
Okay
ko
na,
to
okay na.
accidentally and whatnot. Kasi kanina nakakapag-usap naman tayo, right? Like half an hour.
Right.
Okay, but
Kanina
on
pa
this,
kami nag-uusap before we start. Yeah.
yeah.
Baka sa
Okay na
stream lang
po.
hindi nakuha.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Joseph. Si Horus, isa sa ating mods. Anyway, dude,
Yeah.
please go on. You
Alright,
have the
so
word.
ulitin ko, okay? So we have 5 of these Raider caps, then 5 Lucky Bricks. Yan. So parang siyang Lego. Lego siya na. Hindi ko alam ilang pieces pero sobrang dami niya.
Over
Actually,
950 daw eh. Ayan sa box sa harap. Ang dami yan.
over 950.
900.
Over 950 pieces.
Ooh.
And then, so 5 caps, 5 na Lucky Bricks. And then, I have a notebook. Hindi gaming laptop, notebook. MSI notebook na gaming like parang ganito itsura. So,
gaming
4 na notebook.
Gaming notes book. Gaming notes.
So, yan. 5 na Actually, ganda nito kasi when I work, dito yung mga notes ko. So, I use my notes here.
And a planner.
So, yeah, 4 na ganito. So, yan yung giveaway natin. And then, actually, we have something special also for this live stream since pag-usapan natin notebook. So, nag-request ako ng Shopee and Lazada vouchers sa MSI notebook purchase niya. Okay, so ililink ko na lang sa description kung ano yung mga PPM ko kay Hirro din kung ano yung mga code natin. So, sa Shopee, ang Shopee code natin would be MSIF RTX30.
Anong discount yan? Ang makukuha niya?
1,000 pesos off. So, both Lazada and Lazada and Shopee. Pero sa Lazada, you have to click this link which is LPM to Hirro, then Viber ko kay Hirro, then you guys click the link if you want to buy from Lazada.
Anong GPU model ang nakakabit dyan sa na valid for that voucher?
So, ang valid sa vouchers natin would be the MSI GF65 na may GeForce RTX 3060 and the MSI Katana GF66 na may GeForce RTX 3050 Ti. So, you can get 1,000 pesos off dyan sa mga yan. So, ito, Hirro, viniber ko na sa'yo. Okay. Sa Lazada. And then, so you can comment it sa Then, for Shopee, ito yung Shopee code natin.
Cool. Okay.
So, yan. Something special, exclusive lang sa mga nanonood ng live stream ito since kayo lang makakaalam ng code na to.
Oh, all right. Thank you for the exclusivity. Yes. So, yeah. So, for Lazada, ilang pesos discount ulit to? For Lazada?
It's 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos discount, which is, I think, talagang sulit na siya since you can use that 1K voucher to buy something else. You must save yung 1K. And especially ngayon, we have our back to school promo. So, naka-price drop na and may freebies yung ibang nasa Lazada and Shopee natin.
Anong
then,
freebies?
Once you purchase, we can claim freebies in the MSI website. It can be a gaming mouse, gaming headset, 1 terabyte external hard drive. So, depende sa model na bibili nyo, you can claim those freebies. Just upload your receipt and tingnan nyo kung eligible kayo. So, register your MSI laptop sa MSI website. Then, you just upload your receipt. Then, we'll just email you pag valid yung purchase nyo for the freebies that you will get. So, that's our back to school promo.
Yan din ba yung freebies like those you have on hand right now? Yung hats, or is it like a backpack or a chair?
Actually, iba. Gaming mouse and gaming headset. Actually, wala akong...
Sa website, doon na talaga.
Nasa website. Doon na talaga.
It's not in the store na makukuha nila. Kasi yun yung, for our dear listeners di ba? Minsan doon nagkakaroon ng miscommunication na, I can't claim this stuff. Di ba? Nung bumili ako sa store sa Gilmore, wala naman silang binigay sa akin na ganyan.
Yes.
So, to clear things up, so they'll claim sa website and then the product will be shipped to them. right?
will be shipped to
Ganun.
them, yes. Actually,
Okay.
meron ako isang mouse na kasama din sa freebies, freebie na pwede nyo, no? Kung eligible ka, you can have this
Hmm.
MSI M99 gaming mouse. So,
Ooh.
merong time model
S
sa may ganyan.
Anong SRP niyang mouse na yan?
This is around 3,000 pesos na
Ooh,
SRP.
nice. For
So, I
FPS
think that's
games?
good. Yeah. And then, I think sa mga entry-level laptops namin, like the modern series, yung basic lang laptop, not really for gaming, pero for school and work, typing work, may libreng 1 terabyte hard drive sila
Nice.
na external. So that's
Backup,
worth
no?
around 5,000. Worth 5,000 pesos naman yung external hard drive natin.
Yeah, very important yan. Yung backup, yan yung sa mga least, parang at the back of the head na it's actually an essential thing lalo na ngayon in the age of na puro data tayo, you know, you gotta have that
Yeah.
backup para dun sa mga storage ng files. Dude, sorry, shifting gears a
Yeah,
bit.
dude. Sure.
Any other pa yung yung pag-giveaway mo dyan on that? So we saw the hat, we saw the
The lucky bricks.
How about a
Yeah.
GPU?
wala akong GPU mo papamigay. Sorry, guys.
for now. Surprise
for
na lang
now.
kapag surprise na lang, dear listeners. Kung nakikinig ka ngayon,
Yeah.
surprise kung
Yeah, di ba
kailan
last time nagpag-giveaway tayo ng laptop sa sa NVIDIA GeForce page?
Yeah.
Nagpamigay tayo ng GF66 Katana.
Yep.
So, na-announce natin winner na yun. That was a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe we'll have something like that again. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Thank you.
We'll
With the
see.
support of our community naman, di ba? We'll make it happen. We try our best
We'll
to make our
We'll try our best to
community
make it happen.
to make our community happy and, online and offline. So, dude, so mga dear viewers who are listening right now, alright, nakita nyo na yung mga giveaways natin, so stay tuned lang. So, Ira, do we move on to the beauty? Yung pinakita mo sa akin kanina na, backstage.
Yeah, actually, this one, the MSI GE76 Raider. Actually, may plastic ba? Tanggalin ko siya.
Oh.
Pwede kong,
satisfying. Yes.
Sa pag-peel ng plastic,
Yes.
Alright. Tabi ko lang yung kalat na to.
So, ano yung gray? Or does it come in other colors?
It just comes in this color. Para siyang space gray. And actually, yung design ng laptop na to is derived from a Starship. Kasi panigitin niyo yung marketing video niya sa outer space, tapos lumilipad siya, diba? So, ganyan. It's a G76 Raider. It's a 17-inch laptop. So, malaki siya. And then, for the specs, it has the GeForce RTX 3080. Ang TGP niya is 165 watts. So, compared to the other mobile version ng RTX 3080, this is one of the highest wattage that you have. So, very, very sleek design. Hindi siya mukhang gamery if you look at first. Diba? You have the ports also on the side. So, pakita ko na lang. Focus. Ay, mag-focus sa camera ko.
Ayan, masyadong malapit.
Yan. Hinahanap niyo mata. So, on the side, you have these ports, Type A, Type C, and then a headphone combo jack. Then, opposite side naman, yan. So, you have the SD card reader and more Type A ports. Then, ang pinakagusto ko dito is that you also have the ports on the back. So, power, HDMI, LAN port, and
some
USB-C.
USB-C
and mini display port. So, maganda dito sa laptop na to is that it can be a desktop replacement. Number one, because it's a beefy laptop with beefy specs. So, RTX 3080, then Core i9 processor. And then, you can connect 3 external displays with it. That's why you have the ports in the back. You have the HDMI, then mini display port. Then, itong USB-C is actually a display port output then.
Oh, cool.
So, kung may cable ka na correct and monitor na tumatanggap ng USB signal na display port, you can use that. So, pwedeng 3 display.
Nice. Then, wow. 17 inches, no? Laki niya.
Yes. Laki niya. But it's not as heavy as the Titan. On
Gano nga?
the mga Titan,
Ilang
it's
kilos?
I think this around 2.5 kilos to almost basta less than 3 kilos na siya.
Mm.
So when we open it up, you have this RGB lighting on the front. Teka, turn on ko siya.
Boot test. Boot test.
Boot test.
Ilang seconds
Yeah.
na? 1. Hindi, siguro mga 10, 15 seconds.
Bilis
Oh,
lang ngayon. Bilis lang.
less
Wala
than
pa pang 10
15?
seconds.
Wala pang 10, wala
Less
pang
than 10 pa.
15. Less than 10. SSD?
SSD, yes. 1
Yeah.
terabyte SSD.
Nice.
PCI Gen 4 siya, so it's very snappy.
Mm.
7,000 MBs per second na read and write.
Itong
So you have this.
Nasa harap niya.
Yeah.
It's very eye-catching.
Yeah, we call that the RGB Aurora lighting yan, para makita nyo maayos. So medyo nag-flicker siya sa camera eh. Pero pag tiningin nyo siya in person, it's very very smooth.
Mm.
So yung flickering lang ng camera, nakikita nyo kay ganun siya. So actually loaded up some games yung Cyberpunk and Doom Eternal.
Sige nga, naka-battery pa yan. Fire it up! Tingnan natin.
Ano, dapat naka-plug in if you have to
game
get
it.
the best performance. Kasi ikakap niya FPS eh. So para ma-extend yung battery life.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of battery life, this laptop has the 99.9 watt-hour battery capacity. So it's a big battery and it's the highest legal capacity na pwede mong dalhin sa aeroplano.
Legal capacity.
Legal capacity. By 0.1 lang.
Talagang so, in-optimize yung nag-skirt around sa loss. Para like, yeah. Okay, what else does this laptop have? Like sa keyboards niya, is it like a full mechanical keyboard na low function?
It's a regular Steel Series keyboard natin. You see on the MSI laptops. Pero it has the Mystic Light RGB, which you can customize using the Steel Series software.
Mm-hmm.
So yung RGB lighting, the Aurora and the RGB nung keyboard can be controlled through Steel Series software. Mm-hmm. And then another reason why I say this is a good desktop replacement is that yung webcam niya, we've upgraded it. So nowadays, diba, yung mga laptop ngayon is either tinatanggal yung webcam or mababa yung quality. But the GE76 Raider and the GE66 Raider, yung smaller version nito, will have the 1080p resolution camera.
Smaller version niya, 15 inches.
15 inch. So that's a GE66. Then the GE76 is the 17-inch. Mm-hmm. So yung webcam niya is a 1080p webcam, which you can use for streaming or video calls. So yun yung is yung mga advantage niya.
Wala nang problema. Go ahead, please. Sorry. Nakat kita.
Sige.
You were saying.
Actually, gusto ko rin pakita mamaya yung gusto ko buksan yung laptop, yung ilalim niya. Pakita ko yung cooling system and the battery.
Well, why not do it now? I mean, I was just nawala na tuloy yung train of thought. I was about to ask you something. I was about to ask you something, but we could move on with the, laptop. Ano ba yan?
Yeah.
What's the proper term? Diba we got the unboxing and then unpacking.
First impression.
Disassembly. Yeah. Disassembly.
Yeah.
Sige,
we can go with disassembly. Pero inaantay ko lang siya mag-shutdown kasi nag-Windows update siya.
Okay, well, we're waiting for that. Ilang percent na ba siya? Naka-battery na Windows update?
Windows update, 80% na. So
okay.
Mabilis lang siya after.
So before we shut it down, I guess, to our dear viewers ngayon and listeners sa Facebook Live natin sa ating mga pages, mga community members natin, I'd like to take the opportunity habang hinihintay natin to shout out yung mga promos din ng NVIDIA. Yung Battlefield bundle. So kapag bumili ka ng laptop or pre-built desktops na make video cards na 3070, 3070 Ti, 3080, 3080 Ti, and 3090. Again, for laptop systems tsaka desktop na builds, not for single video cards. Then you'll have a copy of Battlefield 2020. The Battlefield 2042.
2042.
Yes. The the window to buy this one is until October 4th. Okay? And
Mhm.
yeah, you can claim your free copy of Battlefield dun sa mga links na nasa page ng Nvidia GeForce PH. Another one thing we got going on is the BTS. Meron din kami back to school. Pero to, hindi to back to school na discounts. This is actually a raffle. You can get a chance to win $60 Steam credits or a copy of MATLAB. Yung MATLAB is para siyang course. Hindi actually siya parang course. Isa siyang course. You pay for the course. Anong course to? Well, yung student version, you can learn yung mga nasa forefront ng technologies ngayon that we certainly need to push gears forward. You can learn about data science, artificial intelligence, that kind of thing. Okay? So, raffle yon. So, we have a question, and if you comment the right answer, you get a chance to win that. So, it's either Steam credits or the MATLAB version. And lastly, yung official online shops natin sa Lazada at Shopee, hanapin nyo lang po NVIDIA GeForce PH, NVIDIA GeForce Philippines flagship, para, you can buy with confidence and you can be sure na genuine and legit and masiship sa inyo yung pinili nyong GPU. Na even though we understand na iba pa rin pag pupunta ka sa loob ng store, but, due to the pandemic still, we gotta be careful. So, don't hesitate to purchase your card via the official stores. Sa ibang stores kayo bumili para, to practice online shopping safety. So, hanapin nyo yung official stores ng NVIDIA GeForce PH. So, Ira, ready na yung laptop natin to butcher. Okay na
Yeah,
ba siya?
yeah.
Alright,
Sige.
let's start. I'm
Just bring out
excited.
my iFixit toolkit. Pero ano lang, disclaimer lang, pag bumili ng laptop, ipagawa nyo sa official service center.
Dude,
Huwag
eto
niyo akong gagayahin.
question on air. Speaking
Yeah,
of
dude.
official service centers, yung laptop ko is nawalan siya ng isang piece ng kanyang keyboard. So, with
keyboard.
that kind of issue, like, saang service center ko siya pwedeng dalhin?
Meron tayong mga drop-off points, which is the MSI concept stores sa Mega Mall and MOA and SM North and SM, I think SM Clark. Yun yung mga drop-off points natin. But if you want to check out some of the other service centers natin, we're gonna make an announcement kasi kumuha kami ng mga authorized service partners across the Philippines. And we're gonna make an announcement on it so that MSI service can be more accessible to more people, more customers. Pero number one is open palagi yung aming hotlines and our live chat on the MSI support website. So you can chat with the Philippine Service Center dun sa MSI support chat natin. Teka, hanapin ko ng screwdriver ko, wala dito sa ko.
Cool. Sige. While we're still preparing for the laptop, isa-surgery natin yan. Punta muna tayo sa comments na sa NVIDIA GeForce page. Shoutout sa inyo mga ating community members, si Rachel Gabriel, si Papa Justin Abayza, si Shizu, and others. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. Ito si Joseph andito. Yeah, if you have questions, dear listeners, put them in the comment section.
May question dito sa MSI page. Di pa ba kasama yung Zamboanga branch? I think kasama siya. Since pwede siya maging drop-off. Since concept store din siya ng MSI. And yes, we have a MSI concept store now sa Zamboanga. Kaka-open niya lang a few weeks ago. And we're making our presence known all over the Philippines. So, yun.
Ayan, sinisimulan mo na. I see that you found the...
Yes.
Ilang screws yan?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 screws.
Wow.
Yes. So usually may warranty sticker siya, guys. Pero wag niyo akong gayahin na avoid ko yung warranty nitong laptop na to. Very important na you ask people who know how to disassemble a laptop to do it for you. Especially
Mm.
pa may warranty pa. Sayang kasi pag ma-void yung warranty, di ba?
Para sa mga bagong purchases, dude, ng MSI laptops, like online or by store or you know via your official channels, ano yung warranty ng laptops na included across the board?
For our NVIDIA and Intel laptops, meron siyang 2 years warranty. 2 years na global warranty, which will be covered except for mga physically damaged parts.
When you say global warranty, like kunyari dito ko siya pinurchase sa Philippines tapos pumunta ako sa Uzbekistan. Ganun. Tapos
Based.
may MSI Middle East or something. Eh, pwede ko siya,
Yeah,
that's it,
pwede,
right?
pwede.
Sounds ridiculous, but
Yeah.
so
The thing lang
namiss
is,
ko na outside. Go ahead, bro.
the
Serious
thing
lang.
lang is that, for example, galing US yung laptop mo, then papa-service mo dito. Sometimes the store will ask for a service charge since hindi sa kanila binili yung laptop which is I think very fair naman. Kasi hindi naman nila stock yung laptop
Mm.
So, minsan mag-ask sila ng service charge.
Mm.
But it's
So,
fair. I think it's very fair.
So, I think napaka-beneficial din nga nun na parang global any office. Like, kumbaga hindi ka limited na, kasi di ba may mga devices na kapag dito mo binili, dito lang sa service. Mga ganun eh.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
MSI na notebooks na ganyan, it's a global warranty coverage. So, yeah.
Pero one of the things that we are proud of is here in the Philippines, sobrang baba ng warranty rate or return rate ng laptops. Like may isang parang last year ata throughout the whole parang 4 lang ganun.
In a year.
Throughout,
For the whole Philippines.
yeah. Sobrang konti lang. So sana ma-continue yung track record na ganun. Pero as far as I know, sobrang baba ng return rate. That's why
return
dati hindi
rates
kami
sa service centers.
sa service centers, yes.
Mm.
So, sobrang baba niya. So, we're very proud of it kasi we know that our products are reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 out of how many thousands of MSI laptops? Wow. Okay. Are we ready to get that machine naked? Quote unquote. Let's see. Let's see the guts. Ano yung tool na ginagamit mo yan? Parang guitar pick.
This is part of the iFixit toolkit. It's the opener.
Mm-hmm.
So iFixit toolkit kasi you get a lot of tools for opening stuff. So you have this pick, you have spudgers, you have this. Actually, napakaganda nito mga tools ito kasi nakalagay sa label niya. This tool will break before it breaks your device. So, mas mauna masira to kaysa dun sa plastic ng laptop. So, hindi siya nagda-damage ng any equipment.
Nice technology.
So, very handy. Very handy to have. So, let me just open this up in a few moments. So, very like delicate. And dahan-dahan lang ako mag-open rin.
May di pa pala tayo na-address about the laptop.
Oh, yes.
Ano ang SRP? ng 17-inch beauty na to, na hawak-hawak mo ngayon na binubuksan na ino-opera natin.
Teka, nalimutan ko yung SRP, pero it's around. Teka, let me see the listing natin.
Sa official Lazada?
Wala siya sa Lazada since this unit is exclusive sa concept stores. 179,995.
179,995. Well,
which is not bad.
That thing, if you really that's a workhorse you have right there. Lahat pwede mo nang gawin diyan, productivity gaming, especially if content creator ka, right? Like 3080, wala na yan, lahat ng apps mararun mo diyan in simultaneous, parang simultaneously na hindi siya nagka-crash. Kasi 3080, anong RAM ang equipped yung unit na yan, bro?
So this unit has 32 gigs of RAM. So dual channel. After i-close up ko siya sa camera natin.
Mm. Yeah.
So this is the cooling system muna. We call this the Cooler Boost 5. So you have two big fans. So almost ganyan siya. Malaki. Then you have 7 heat pipes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 6 or 7 heat pipes. Then you have 2 RAM slots here. Okay ba? So this will accept DDR4 to 3200 megahertz. Then SSDs will be here.
1 tera.
Yes, 1 terabyte. So naka-cover siya. Tapos ito, dalawang slot ng SSD.
Dalawang
Ayan,
slots ng SSD.
M.2 SSD. So let me just, yan. May isang expansion. So these are PCIe Gen 4. So you get the ultra fast speed SSDs there. Then Wi-Fi card would be here.
Mm.
Then this laptop is very easy to service since tinanggal ko na yung back panel. Then dyan accessible na yung mga upgrade slots mo.
Metal ba yung casing niya, yung chassis?
Yeah. So actually this one is plastic on the bottom. And then the other parts naman metal siya. Then you get this big battery. So natin 99.9 watt hour battery. It's big. Then ito talagang consistent sa yung cooling system in all MSI laptops. So lots of heat pipes, lots of dalawang big fans. And even on our entry-level models, ganito din yung cooling setup niya, especially in the GF65, GF66 Katana, and the GP75, GP66. So you get this consistent cooling system. And actually, kailangan yung ganito kasi itong 3080 nito is 165 watts. One of the most highest wattage that you will find on a laptop. So, ayan. Close up natin para ma-appreciate ng ating mga viewers. Okay. So, may tanong ka pa, Hirro? Parang nawala ka. Yeah.
Okay na?
Yun,
Can
nawala.
you hear me?
Yan.
Ayan.
Nagbumalik na.
Okay. May nagalaw ako konti. Yung tinatanong ko dun yung about sa temps.
Temperature niya. Of course, we have to manage expectations, especially in a laptop form factor, and you get a high-powered equipment. Ay, ano ko yung camera ko? Igalaw ko yung camera ko. So, temperatures, nag-freeze ako.
Makikita mo yung sa monitor, yung screen cap.
Yeah, kita ko.
Meme. Magiging meme ka na.
Magiging meme na ako. Oh my God. Kaya, ayusin ko lang.
Refresh. Ito na meme moment ng bigla na lang makikita sa groups. Well, yeah, dear listeners and dear viewers, nais lang natin yung webcam ni Ira. Internal temp ay.
Kaya siya namatay. Minute siya. Problem with DSLRs. Pero sige, temperature. Let's talk about temperature. You can expect it to be able to handle the 3080 up to 70 degrees, 80 degrees. Depends on the workload. So, yun yung natin. Expected na performance niya. So, the CPU temperatures naman, given na mainit siya, it can manage a lot of heat. Palit ako ng lens.
You're back.
Yan, I'm back.
May audio na ako ulit.
Yes, may audio na. Okay,
cool. So, yeah, ano na yung what you call it? So, we've seen the guts of it. Any promos, how they can avail it, any special packages, kasi this is a very special machine din. Natin.
Alright, for the G76, the GE Raider series, yung mga high-end natin, exclusive, most of them are exclusive sa mga concept stores. So if you want to be able to pre-order them, you can go to our authorized concept stores. So MSI, MOA, Mega Mall, SM North, Zamboanga, and Clark.
So
And then
bro,
actually mag-reopen kami ng mga ng concept stores. Under renovation yung Mega Mall. So matatapos siya this month. So bagong look ng ating concept stores.
nice. Nice. So pro tip, may sinasabi ka dyan. So pagbili sa concept stores, you can't just walk in, right? You have to pre-order.
Hmm.
And
You have to
then
pre-order.
para yung bagong unit is ship sa concept store, and then pagpunta sa concept store, tsaka nila pwedeng, i-claim yung pre-order nila. Right? Ganun. Kasi
Yes,
baka
that's
meron
right.
dyan, like, give me my, what's this, GE76? GF 76? Right? Yung ako ko
GE, GE.
GE76.
Yes,
I
GE76.
want a GE76 now! May Hitler.
Yeah.
So, dapat, if-pre-order, so, dear listeners,
Yeah.
yan. Yeah.
Actually, I can give you, kasi may alam ko maraming tao na nalilito sa naming scheme ni MSI. So maybe I can, give you guys a quick, parang tutorial, kumbaga,
Crash course.
ng naming scheme ng MSI. Which is, hanapin ko lang yung file ko for this.
Wow, there's is there a store? Ito na yung lore. MSI
In
product
lore. Product lore natin.
Ano
So,
daw yung keyboard mo bago ka mag-start, bro? Sabi ni Rigel. Yung hinawakan.
Keyboard ko. Uy, nangyari. Nawala yung camera ko. Keyboard ko. It's a custom keyboard. Yan. Pakita yung keyboard ko ba? Sabi ni Rigel. Marami yung keyboard pero this one I'm using right now. Custom keyboard.
Wireless?
Hindi siya wireless. So it has, nilagyan ko siya ng MSI badge kasi sabi nila wala raw MSI na keyboard. So I made a custom one. Then nilagyan ko ng MSI badge. So ayan, maliit lang siya.
Giveaway na
So
yan.
maliit. Ruti, yung mga giveaway.
Ka. Tapos,
marami tayo yung mga giveaway tayo na bricks and I think we can go.
Well, if we want to go towards the giveaway, well, yeah, before we do that, any other things you want to say about the GE76 before we move on to the giveaway?
In terms of the best of the best that you want on a laptop performance, I think the GE76 Raider is yun yung pinaka high-end natin. And if you check the YouTube reviews, let's say mga international reviews kala Jared's Tech, yung mga highly technical product reviewers natin, they would say that the GE76 is one of the fastest laptops na try nila. And if you look at their benchmark charts ng comparison ng mga laptops, the GE76 Raider is on top. Because of the unparalleled performance niya. So, yun. Nawala yung audio mo ulit, Hirro. Wala siya.
Checking.
Yan.
Feeling ko sa hardware issue na kailangan ko na talaga mag-upgrade. Kasi nakikita ko dito sa napipick up niya pero it doesn't transmit properly. But anyway, well, thanks for that. Thanks sa reminder sa audience natin. Reminder, before this giveaway, switch kayo sa MSI gaming page. Kasi doon babasahin ni Ira yung mga winners. Siya ang ating sponsor ngayon. So, hindi na to guess the gear, but this giveaway is especially for yung mga naka-tune in ngayon that's hanging out with us, and yeah, thank you community for that. Ira, go ahead with your giveaway. It's
sige, eto papatulong ako sa mga colleagues ko sa office. Sila pipili ng random winners natin. Pa-PM nila sa akin. So while waiting for that, I think I-ano ko sa inyo yung gusto kong, sinabi ko kanina, explain ko yung laptop naming.
Mhm.
Para hindi na, alam ko nalilito yung mga tao sa laptop naming eh. See. Yan, kita mo ba? Nababasa mo? Hindi ba baliktad?
It looks good.
So,
Yeah.
alright. So,
Mhm.
first step is to know kung ano yung mga season. So, we have this triangle chart thing. So, dinivide namin into three sections yung laptops ni MSI. So, we have the extreme, which is on the top. Then sa baba niya, you have mobility and performance. So, ang GE series is the high-end in performance. So, GE Raider yan. Then, when you say GF series, which is yung kino-comment ng mga tao, yung GF66 Katana, it falls under mobility sa baba niya. Pinaka entry level natin. So, GT series, wala tayong bagong GT Titan na laptop this year. But I'm sure we'll have another one soon. For the GE series is the pinaka high-end na makukuha natin yan. Then, it comes to naming naman, ito medyo nakakalito.
Yeah, that's a huge list.
Yeah. Ang importante lang naman is yung last part. For example, to GS75 Stealth 8SG. So, yung 8SG may meaning yan. So, pag 8, yung number 8 sa last, that's a processor generation. So, 8 Gen Intel. Pero ngayon, 11 na tayo. So, ang GE66 natin is 11UX or UG. Ganyan. Then, yung S would be graphics generation. So, ngayon, RTX is S. Then, G would be the RTX 3080, 3070. So, I hope yan yung mga titignan nyo guys pag bibili kayo ng MSI laptop, yung last numbers para makita nyo yung generations nung
Wala
laptop natin.
wala pa siya 430 series tong graphic configuration like GS75
Ah,
Stealth 8S kasi
G.
RTX 2080
So,
di ba yung
pag
mga
30
bagong
series, pag 30 series is U, letter U na.
U. Oh,
Letter
cool.
U. So, itong
U.
GE76 ko is GE76 Raider 11UH.
11th gen.
11
Mhm.
Gen,
U
then
30
U
series.
30 series, then H is 3080.
Cool.
So 11UH na siya. So yung mga bago ngayon, hanapin niyo lang yung dulo, letter U is RTX. Okay? So sana yan mga nasa comments natin ngayon lang din nilalaman yan.
Well, yeah. The more you know,
The more
smarter
you
every
know.
day. Yep, smarter every day.
Part of every day.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks for that, man. Are we ready for your giveaway now sa Nag-respond na ba yung mga colleagues sa Hello MSI colleagues dyan sa ating HQ?
Teka. Hindi pa sila nagre-reply sa akin. Pero nag-random comment picker na sila.
Oh,
Nag-random comment picker pa lang daw.
okay. Well, habang nag-random comment picker, dear listeners, gusto ko lang din i-remind ulit na meron pa tayong mga ibang happenings on our community forum. Yung Facebook group natin, GeForce Community Philippines. If you're not a member yet sa Facebook, just search for the group. We talk about PC and hardware and software and memes and gaming and movies that has something to do with gaming, mga ganong stuff. Alright, so yeah, also tech support, madalas marami nagpo-post ng tech support sa ating community group. So yung malamang yung mga naka-tune in dyan, alam niyo na yun. Thank you for being active and sharing your expertise. Yung mga bagong tune in pa lang, yeah, it's all about PC. So search nyo lang sa groups sa Facebook. Merong tayong a bit of fun doon na contest, which is we call it the Predict the Podium. Sa Dota 2, it's TI-10 season. So, meron doon, may thread doon, may question. If you predict the teams facing in the championship rounds ng TI-10, so, you get a chance to win Dota 2 TI-10 Battle Pass. Nakita ko yun eh. Ang awesome din ng mga
Yeah, I
included
attend
na
Battle
ano, 'di
Pass.
ba? TI-10 Battle
Yeah.
Pass. So that's the prize. But you have to predict the podium. So ikaw, Ira, kung may prediction ka, post mo dun. Pero pag ikaw nanalo, we'll see. Joke lang.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, are we ready? Sorry. Yeah, predict the podium. Yeah, I think that's it for the community group. Ira, go ahead. Announce mo na yung winners ng ating comment picker raffle lucky
All right.
viewers.
So ngayon, MSI notebook, just the regular notebook, hindi yung gaming laptop. All right, so may 5 winners tayo. So si Mark Anthony Marteja, Christopher Ian Cadalin, Angel Velarde, Mikhail Ling, and Dao Nie. Sorry if I butchered your name. Pero yan, mag-message na kayo sa MSI Philippines page if you natawag yung pangalan nyo, okay? So, to be able to claim your freebie na MSI notebook planner. Then, for the Raider Cap, okay, so 5 winners ng MSI Raider Cap. This is the itsura niya. So, it has the MGA logo, MSI Gaming Arena. And before I move on to announcement, MGA is happening in the Philippines. So, MSI Gaming Arena Valorant. Stay tuned for that. Registration will be on October 7. So 1 month registration because we are gonna have 100 teams to battle out on the 200,000 peso prize pool ng Valorant.
That's gonna be exciting. Wow!
Exciting siya. 100 teams nationwide.
Plus a chance to battle SEA region ba to?
Yes. Next year. Hopefully, pag matuloy.
Wow.
Depends on the COVID situation. Yeah. Pero we battled it out in the C region. Yan ang goal natin. So, best of the best Philippines. Okay, so Raider Cup winners. Si Romeo Velarde, Ling Lo, Mark Driven Kidadoen. Sorry if I butchered the name again. Si Roland Alvarina and Rigel Gabriel. So, if natawag ko kayo, dapat nandito kayo, then message kayo sa MSI Facebook page. And then, finally, the Lucky Bricks.
Isa lang ba to or do we have multiple winners?
4 winners. Tama ba? Yeah.
Awesome.
Bricks, 4 winners. We have, ito kinuha daw sa NVIDIA page, okay? So, si Evo, got Maitan and Jean Wilhelm Roldan. Okay? So, 2 winners lang daw muna ng Lucky Bricks. Then, on hold muna yung 3. Other 3, ibubunutin natin sa other pages natin sa MSI. Okay. So, that's it.
That's it. Well, congratulations dun sa mga nanalo dyan sa MSI page. Yeah, and I think this is a good spot to pause for now, Ira, and we can talk about the GE66, yung kanina yung hula nung sa Guess the Gear, di ba?
Yeah, the GF.
Next time, maybe we can feature that, you think?
Next time, yeah, we can feature that. So, awesome. always happy to show you guys kung ano merong ma-offer si MSI in terms of gaming laptops.
Awesome. Any final words before we end our show for, this evening? Kasi it's almost 6 and syempre Friday and
Friday,
don't want to
yes.
take any much more of your time. Go ahead, dude.
Cool,
any other lahat na remainders ng online channels where they can buy Lazada, Shopee, all the shoutouts.
So yeah, first of all, I want to thank you guys, NVIDIA team, for having us here. So thank you, Hirro and Ma'am Frances, always support with MSI. So we're always looking forward to collaborate more. And then to the GeForce community and also MSI Philippines community na nandito sa live stream ngayon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Talagang na-appreciate ko yung mga pagiging active nyo sa comment section. And habang nandito tayo, plug ko na MSI YouTube channel. So, search nyo MSI Philippines. Subscribe kayo, guys. Kasi pag nakaabot kami ng 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna do a giveaway on the MSI Philippines YouTube channel. So, ang dami namin giveaway na ginagawa. Ang dami namin activities. And ano makikita niyo sa MSI Philippines YouTube channel, usually mga content na ginagawa namin locally. So we're pushing a lot of content na ginagawa namin dito sa Philippines. And then, shout out ko yung influencer namin, si Roxanne Ko. I'm sure nakikita niyo siya sa MSI, MSI groups and also the product materials. So, follow niyo rin siya, supportan natin. Bagong streamer siya and supportan natin siya. Then also, back to school promo, don't forget, end of September na lang, hanggang end of September yung back to school promo ni MSI. So every time you purchase an MSI laptop, go ahead and register it on the website. So gawa ka na account mo sa MSI Member Center. Then i-upload mo lang yung serial number and invoice mo. Then click mo yung relative promotions. And from there, you can check kung anong mga pwede mong i-redeem with your laptop purchase. So this is separate from when you purchase from the store. So this is after purchasing. So doon mo makikita kung ano mga pwede mong i-redeem. Pwedeng gaming mouse, gaming headset, even hard drives. Then every time you register your product on your MSI members page, you can accumulate points, which is used to sweepstake. May mga giveaway kami globally. So, nakakatawa kasi isang member ng MSI Philippines community, nanalo siya nung grand prize. So, ang points niya lang 80 points. Pero ginamit niya yung points na yun sa sweepstakes. Nanalo siya ng motherboard, processor, case, RAM, tsaka PC case na complete set. Talagang grabe. Nanalo siya. May kita niyo yung post niya sa MSI Philippines community na group. May kita niyo, verify niyo. Totoo yan. So, every time na magre-register kayo ng product sa MSI page, you have a chance to win. And then, finally, MGA Valorant Philippines, na-mention ko kanina. So, October 7, starting registration niya. May mga post kami, social media about it. You can check it out. And sana sumali kayo and tune in. Especially, this tournament is for the students. So, hopefully, makita natin ng mga Ateneo versus LaSalle na Valorant team. So,
nice. This is gonna be that's gonna be another exciting development ng esports dito sa atin dahil Valorant still, 'di ba? Lalo na ngayon, the king.
Yeah.
'Di ba? I mean sa mga viewers diyan at hindi sumusunod sa mundo ng Valorant. Esports, medyo madrama ngayon ng Valorant PH dahil yung sana representative natin to the international event sa Berlin, nag-disband sila lahat, tapos may kumuha sa kanilang bagong organization. So, so essentially, sila pa rin ang reigning kings ng Valorant, pero under a different, under a different organization. So, I don't know what will happen to their previous organization. It's a big question. Kakaroon ba ng bagong roster? Or, di ba?
True.
Di ba? Or,
tsaka yung talaga yung future ngayon esports talaga ang bagong spectator sports.
Mm-hmm.
So, dati may kita mo yung mga nasa advertisement, di ba? Mga basketball, ganyan. Darating yung time, may kita nyo, billboard, puro esports athletes na.
Yeah.
Oh, yun.
Well, that will be a sight to see. Yeah. So, sali kayo dyan, Valorant tournament, Speaking of which, kami rin, merong Valorant tournament tomorrow, but abangan dito sa page, magla-live na lang kami. Ira, again, thank you for taking the time. And I hope we can do this again with the GE66. So, magandang hapon. And thank you again. And see you soon, man. Thank you. Bye for now. And for our viewers, if you want to learn something from our NVIDIA Studio sessions, I'll be playing some clips on a playlist. So you can learn some stuff. So that's it for now for this edition of the GeForce Community Update. Ira, goodbye. Thank you again. And thank you, dear listeners.
You, Hirro.
Thanks, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
My viewers. Okay.
Hey guys, this is Ben Morrow. I'm a senior concept designer and art director in the game and film industry, currently working on Halo Infinite. Today I want to talk to you about the benefits of using GPU rendering in your workflows. I've been using this the past year and it's improved my render speeds hugely and saved me a ton of time, and I just kind of wanted to do some tests and see some real world results with all this stuff. A lot of the videos I've seen online have been using like benchmarks or like different types of scenes and things that weren't really applicable to the work I do as a concept artist. So I wanted to take a couple scenes that I made, this one being one of the ones I did in the first video, and then a second scene I made new for this, which is kind of like an ancient temple ruin type scene. Both of them using some cool assets from Kitbash 3D. The first one being from their industrial set and the second being from their ancient set. I wanted to focus on two different types of scenes today, a dark foggy scene and a bright sunny scene, which is a couple different types of scenarios that I would usually run into on different jobs. The dark foggy scenes in particular can be some issues with noise and grain and stuff, and I wanted to go over how to tackle some of that and some new cool things coming down the pipeline in Blender 2.81 that can help improve that and speed things up for nice finished renders. So my current work machine has 4 RTX 2080 Ti's, thanks to NVIDIA for providing some of these for these tests, and a 32-core Threadripper. I've been experimenting a lot between the pros and cons of CPU rendering and GPU rendering, and I wanted to go through a bunch of different tests to see the render speed of just the CPU, the render speed of one 2080 Ti, 2, 3, 4, etc., and just see the speed increase with each of those and how they handle these different scenes on their own. I just thought that would be kind of an interesting experiment and something I never really kind of tried out myself. I just kind of went full on everything at once. One of the cool things about Blender is that I can just use anything you have, so it can utilize all 4 GPUs and my CPU at the same time, so my render speeds are just super fast. So I never really took the time to go through and try out each one individually, so I thought this would be a really interesting experiment. So the render settings I'm using today are 5,000 pixels wide. This is typically what I would use for a final rendering for client work. The samples I'm using on this dark scene in particular is 200 samples. This can get a little noisy with cycles, but I wanted to show some cool stuff you can do in Blender 2.81 with denoising that can smooth all this out, and also some really cool stuff that was added for the NVIDIA RTX cards that increases the render times even faster than they already are. So just a lot of cool stuff that's getting updated in Blender that will just take these fast render times and make them even faster. So first I wanted to show the scene in Eevee. I think Eevee only really uses one GPU. I've done tests on laptops and they only had one GPU, and the render speeds are usually around a couple seconds. So this 5K image with 12080 Ti was around 8 seconds. And to me, this is really good. Dark scenes like this with fog and stuff, I feel like Eevee in particular does an amazing job. There's no grain or anything. It just renders really clean and really fast. The shadows being cast by the lights, though, aren't 100% accurate, but sometimes that is not a bad thing. So this was the first test I did. I just wanted to see what the CPU could do on its own. And just my 32-core Threadripper took 13 minutes and 9 seconds. So next I wanted to try just one 2080 Ti without the CPU. And this took 12 minutes and 9 seconds. So one 2080 Ti is faster than the 32-core Threadripper, which was just interesting to see. So the next test was 2 2080 Ti. This cut the render time down from 12 minutes to 5 minutes and 36 seconds, which is pretty awesome. The next image is 3 2080 Ti for the same scene, and this cut the render time down from 5 minutes to 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Again, each GPU just cutting down render time more and more. The next scene, 4 2080 Ti, and this cut the render time down another minute or so to 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And the next test I wanted to do was just what I normally do, is let Blender use all my 2080 Ti's and the 32-core Threadripper, which brought the render time down to 2 minutes and 26 seconds. What I found interesting, though, was with the CPU and the 2080 Ti's working together, it didn't cut the render time down that much, but every second counts. So I save an extra 20 seconds using all my GPUs and the 32-core Threadripper. So the final test I wanted to do for the scene was using Blender 2.81 with the new Denoiser tools and the NVIDIA optics upgrades that help speed up the render times. So this allowed my scene to just be really clean without any noise. I think it did a great job, and it cut my render time down to just over 2 minutes. Again, you can see the significant noise level with 200 samples on is pretty apparent, but sometimes that can be kind of nice for renderings. But if you want to go really clean and smooth like you would get out of Eevee, or just want the lighting and stuff to be really clean, you can turn on the Denoiser and it does an excellent job. And also shaved off another 20 seconds with the optics upgrades and everything. And this is only using the GPUs. It's not using the CPU at all. So it's pretty cool to see that just my 2080 Ti's, you get really clean, nice renders with low samples. 2 minutes for a 5K image is really great for accurate cast shadows and reflections and stuff in a foggy night scene like this. It's just a really good bang for the buck with all these upgrades that are coming out. So I wanted to show you guys how to apply the new Denoiser tools in Blender 2.81. The first thing to do is to render out your image. It'll apply the Denoiser on top if you've already set it up, but I'll just show you where to do all that within 2.81. Go to your compositing tab, and normally when you pop this up, it'll just be your render node and your composite node, and you just add the new denoise node by pressing Shift A and going to your filter and denoise, and it will just add a denoise node to your scene and just plug in all the proper channels, and it should be good to go. So if you want to see what the denoiser is doing, you just plug the raw image back into your viewer, and you can just see all the noisy, grainy stuff that happens with the low samples. But if you plug in the noise node, you can just see what it's doing. Just really accurately cleaning all that up and smoothing things out. This just allows us to render a nice clean image really fast with low samples. So the previous scene, I showed some difference between Eevee and Cycles, and you might wonder, why would I use Cycles, which takes longer, if the results out of Eevee look pretty good already? I just wanted to show a little preview of the next scene, which is more of like an Egyptian desert scene in broad daylight. And this is the Eevee render out of that scene. And you can see the lighting is just kind of pretty general, and, it's not bad, but it's not accurately casting shadows from the light source. And this is the Cycles rendering out of it. And you can just see it's really doing a nice job casting all the shadows accurately. You're getting a lot of color mixing in the shadows and light bouncing around, and much better ambient occlusion and everything. You get a much better sense of realism and depth in the space. Same thing here. It's okay. You generally get the lights and darks of the scene. It's really fast, but doesn't hold a candle to the level of fidelity you get out of Cycles. So you can see all the lights are being accurately cast. You're getting a lot of color mixing and everything. You can also just see generally everything kind of has the same fidelity of the shadows. There's the same blurriness to all the shadows. But in Cycle, you just get a much more realistic representation of light and shadow in your scene, which is much better for final renders for clients and everything. Something to keep in mind when you're working, like Eevee is great for darker, foggy scenes, but for sunlight and daylight, it's probably good to use to start mocking up the scenes. But for final renderings, I would definitely use Cycles. Same thing here. It renders all the shadows the same crispness, but because this guy is closer to the floor and this giant building behind is further away, it's going to have softer shadows versus this guy that's really close. That'll be casting a much sharper shadow. It's just something to be aware of when you're working on stuff. Maybe you want this kind of crisp, clean look, and you can edit some of the settings to get something a little closer to what Cycles might do, but just the level of realism in Cycles is definitely worth the time to use for final renderings. So here's the second scene I wanted to try, which is more of a daylight scene. And I feel like this is going to show you a lot more of the benefits of using Cycles for final renderings. Again, 5K image. I wanted to try just the CPU on its own in Cycles in Blender 2.8. This got me a 3 minutes and 59 second rendering. Then next is the single 2080 Ti, which got me a 4 minutes and 7 seconds, just slightly slower than the 32 core Threadripper for this. And then 22080 Ti, chop that down really huge, under 2 minutes. 32080 Ti brought that down to 1 minute and 18 for this. And 4 brought it down to just over 1 minute, which is pretty awesome. Next is all 4 2080 Ti, and the 32 core Threadripper brought it down to 1 minute and 6 seconds, just 2 seconds faster than only using the GPU. For the last test, I wanted to try the RTX improved Cycles in Blender 2.81. This is only with the 4 2080 Ti, and it brought the render time down to 49 seconds, which is pretty awesome. To have a 5K image for a final rendering in 49 seconds is pretty great. This sort of stuff just saves so much time, and you can get so much more work done every day at much higher fidelity. But hopefully you can see the pros and cons of using cycles in Eevee for different scenarios, and just the speed benefits you get from only a CPU, singular GPU to multiple GPUs, or using them all together. This was a really fun experiment to test things out and get some exact real world numbers for all this stuff. Hopefully this is informative and helps you guys plan your next PC build or whatever you're going to use to help improve your workflows. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, this is Ben Morrow. I'm a senior concept designer working in the game and film industry, currently on Halo Infinite. Today I want to talk about some cool Blender plugins that I use in my workflows to create scenes and pre-visualize environments and things really fast. Blender has a ton of stuff that just has sped up my workflow immensely. Things that would have taken, hours and hours in other programs take a few minutes in Blender. So I'm just going to go over a few of them that I use and quickly mock up a scene similar to this, going over a couple simple techniques. I'll go into more detail on each plugin in one of the future videos. So these plugins just allow you to create some really complex forms and shapes really fast, and you can just see having something like this to mock up and show clients in a few minutes is pretty powerful and fun. All these plugins make things super easy and just takes away a ton of the technical aspects that pushed me away from 3D for so long, and it's gotten to the point now, especially with Blender, that it doesn't feel like work anymore. It just feels like I'm having fun playing with cool toys all day. And so I'll just cover a few things that I think have been really helpful to me and hopefully will be really helpful to you. First plugin I want to talk about was KitOps. This is a really cool plugin that I use a lot. It's basically allows you to have a resource library of a lot of different things that you can use to kit bash or boolean into your objects and just create some really complex structures really fast. There's a free version and a pro version, and the website also has a lot of asset libraries and things and links to other stuff that you can play around with. The second plugin I would recommend is something called HardOps. This is a really handy modeling tool that I use a lot. The next plugin is Boxcutter. This is a really handy modeling tool as well. Boxcutter and HardOps kind of go hand in hand together. They work really well together. I would recommend both of those. They kind of just complement each other. Boxcutter is good for modeling things and mocking things up, and HardOps kind of allows you to adjust and refine all the bevels and booleans all at once, and just has a lot of different functionality that kind of works hand in hand with Boxcutter. The last one I want to talk about that I use quite a bit is called Decal Machine. This allows you to kind of drag and drop things onto your models. This doesn't actually create geo on your objects, but it's really fast and really handy. And if you're just making something that's going to be rendered in Eevee or cycles, it's great. You can just get some really highly complex looking objects. It doesn't chug your scene or anything because it's not actually geo. It's just kind of like a 2D image map that fakes the appearance of geometry. And you can just really go to town on detailing objects and getting decals and things in there to create some really complex looking industrial machines. So this is another one I'd recommend. It's really fun and really powerful. So I just want to start the scene, just default Blender. This is kind of what happens when you open up the program and start working. And I'll just go over a couple things and show you how some of this stuff works. So when you install KitOps, there will be a tab that opens up the plugin, and when you click on this, it has all your resource libraries loaded in. I've loaded in, some of them are decals, some of them are textures, some of them are kitbash model pieces, some of them are Boolean cutter objects that are really handy as well. That's one of the reasons I really love this program. A lot of the plugins will tend to do one thing, but this kind of does a bit of everything. So it's really handy to just have one little thing over here that just allows me to do multiple different things all in one place, which is pretty handy. So I'm just going to get a plane, just do some really basic stuff to get some semblance of a scene going. Load in some sort of person scan to get some sort of scale in our scene. So once you kind of have that in your scene, it's, just a plane and a cube, nothing special. But let's start playing around with some of the stuff that's available to us in here. Some cool things are these cutters, which basically is a huge library of booleans that you can use to cut in and out of your object. So first select the object you want to have the cutter applied to and click Add Insert, and it should just follow along on your cursor, and you can just place it anywhere on your object. So you can see it's just adding a boolean to your scene, and you can just scale and adjust and cut in and out of your object. It's just really handy and powerful, and you can just see you can get some really complex looking industrial kind of forms. And you can see it's kind of not rendering properly. It doesn't feel really chiseled, and the light's just not falling properly on it. So what you can do is you can select your object, and hard ops is over here. Shortcut is Q, and just click the sharpen, and it will clean all that up and make sure the light is reacting properly on your object. So say we like that. Maybe we want a couple other things. Maybe just add another one. We can get some interesting looking cuts into this object. Some sort of sci-fi column or something maybe. And box cutter is another one that just allows you to quickly cut into your geometry and get some really complex forms. And if you hold down Shift, the Boolean box stays in the scene, and you can edit everything after the fact and create the forms you're wanting to create. And you can just adjust this cutter and just create the exact cut you want. So maybe some sort of beveled shape down there, nothing fancy. So say this is our weird kind of sci-fi column, and we're happy with that. What's cool is also we have some kit bash parts, which you, again, can add to the scene to create some more accent details or whatever you want to do to fill out the space. So not only are there kit bash objects, cutters, Boolean cutters, there is also some really nice material packs. This one includes just glass, metal, and all that kind of stuff. There's some really cool concrete textures that I like a lot. And you just have to press Control and then add Insert, and it auto applies the material to your object, which is just super fun, super fast. So say we really like this also, I'll just add a kind of concrete to my object. Smooth the light around to get a better look at everything. Again, it's just really cool to see how fast you can block something out and start getting some really photoreal looking stuff happening. Just make this extend this space out a bit. And so say we really like this, but if you start moving it around, all those cutters are not committed to the object. So what you have to do is go to this wrench on the right in Blender and click Apply All. And all your objects will have the cutter applied. You can just move the cutters off or delete them or whatever you want to do. So now we have that object and all the geo is applied to it. So say we want to make some kind of quick sci-fi hallway or something. Combine these two, which you can do with Control J. And then what's cool in hard ops is there's an array feature just built into it. All this stuff you can do over here in the wrench area, just adding modifiers, but having hard ops just simplifies everything. So say I want this arrayed this way, I just drag it out the distance I want it arrayed, and then I just press the plus button and it will add as many of those as I want in my scene. So say we want some really cool, deep, cavernous sort of space. Maybe I want these a bit further apart, so we can create a really interesting space off in the distance through the sides. So say we like that, you just press escape to get out of it. But now they're all one piece that you can just move around. And what's cool about the material, you can just select multiple objects and control click on the add insert, and we'll just apply it to all the objects. Sometimes the objects go into the scene really big, and you just scale it down. So let's get some fog and lighting in there real quick. Go to the world tab over here, add a volume scatter, and plug it into your volume node, and just turn that down. Let's change the color of our light and get a bit of a more of a moody scene. It's cold, damp sewers or wherever this might be.